Hi and welcome to show 12. Yes, show 12. We have made it to a deadly dozen of Hot Bud Soul Music Archaeology. Coming up is the second part of the Skeg from Breakin Bread interview. If you saw the bit last week, awesome. This bit even better. Starting up, first tune though, we have got Pt.2.
Yep. No by Pt.2. That's right. Yeah. We thought that it is, you know, summery out, that we better play some Boogaloo, you know.
And what a tune it is.
Yeah, killer tune, killer album, really good album. Yeah. This is the UK press on Pi Records. I'm sure there's an American release as well. But yeah, honestly, the whole album is just killer Boogaloo funk, you know what I mean? Breaks all the way through it. And a great cover as well, really captures the time of the 60s when this was actually made.
Yeah. And not, what does it book at 40 quid, did you say?
It books at 40, but God knows how much you get it for these days. I've had it about 10 years anyway, so yeah. But still, you'll probably be able to get it fairly cheap, but it's wicked, really good. So, anyway, moving on swiftly. I believe we're moving on to a track that Brad's just purchased.
Yeah, I purchased this from Fat City Records a couple of weeks back. And just had a little listen, never heard of it, had a little listen to it, my words. Everything, I mean, you can get some quality on Fat City Records, but this one really stood out, you know. It's a great shop, check it out.
Yeah, Brad played it to me, and I have to say, it's everything I like in music that's weird and wonderful and quirky and surfy and psychedelic and
sexual.
Everything. Oh, it's... yeah, maybe, for Brad. Anyway, here it is. Hopefully Brad won't whack anything out and start getting a bit funky with it.
But you never know.
Yeah, we'll edit that bit out as I'm running smooth down the ship. Brad just came.
Yeah. My big shooter. Called Son of a Thousand Fathers by Prince Fatty and the New and Hi-Fi. I looked at the tune because it was called Son of a Thousand Fathers. For obvious reasons, there's film buffs out there. But the tune just blew me away like the gun at the very beginning. Just fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, what's not to like? It's like ska mixed with some sort of weird hybrids. I don't know what, you know, psychedelic weirdness. It's brilliant. It's really good.
Yeah.
Just imagine yourself in some nondescript Texan town somewhere, you know, after dark, with this blaring out your speakers.
I think two walking from your door.
Yeah, that's right. That's scary, isn't it? Anyway, classic, wicked tune. So yeah,
and
go get it.
Got it from Fat City, which leads us swiftly on to the second part of the Skeg interview. So
that's right. Yeah. So here it is. And tell us a little bit about some of the b-boy crews that have come down, because you know this is aimed at everybody. So.
Yeah. Well, you can't forget about the b-boys, and a lot of people now. I mean, if you go to a b-boy jam now, it will be a jam just for b-boys. It'll be a lot of hot and sweaty b-boys just battling, and it'll be just competition after competition, round after round. It's not really a jam anymore. I mean, these things are great; they're great competitions.
It's actually almost not hip-hop, isn't it?
Nobody else other than b-boys goes. So they're almost in the same way as graffiti writers. Well, I'd say they've forgotten people of rap, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're still part of hip-hop, but it's not what
but they
the
go
public's
in, they go
perception
in and out of vogue, don't
yeah,
they? Obviously, you have things like you know, Britain's Got Talent, which have got a few people doing the odd windmill or something like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't represent hip hop, does it? So much.
Yeah. We've had everybody once again in the UK and some of the overseas crews as well. I'd like to have got more overseas crews in, but there's always an expense problem.
Of course.
But got to give a big shout out to Renegade, the original true school DJ. He's responsible for putting Soul Mavericks together, the best b-boy crew the UK's ever seen. And of course there's Mouse, who's still the best UK b-boy we've ever seen. Well, Evo, big up yourself Evo, you never made it to Breaking Bread, but you know, from the era that we're around, Mouse was the top one, Evo probably before that. Big up Seek, who used to host our night. Seek was original Tron 2, also part of Children of the Monkey Basket. I'm going to forget a few names here, but I'll just ring off a few. Foundations crew, big up Foundations crew, always doing stuff. Big up Imperial Steps, Born to Rock, of course, and oh god, who are the best crew?
Second to None.
Second to None. Born to Rock and Second to None. Legendary battle, Battle of the Year. No, UK b-boy champs.
96.
96.
96.
Yeah. So I still remember that battle to these days. Scarecrows, all those sorts of people.
Of course, yeah.
I've forgotten a load of crews there, and there's the new crews like Stray Animals, all this sort of stuff. Again, check out the website, you'll all get your props on there. But it's important the b-boys aren't forgotten, because I think Breakin Bread is the only long-running hip-hop and funk night that's always had breakdances.
Totally,
so it adds some excitement. I went to Dingwalls recently to check out Giles Peterson and Patrick Forge do another Sunday afternoon at Dingwalls, and they've got the jazz dance thing, and it's nice that we can still keep the b-boy dancing thing going as well.
Okay, so sidestepping a little bit, obviously you got yourself into, you know, putting out music. Could you tell us a little bit about where that began, how it started, and how it's grown, really?
Yeah.
And that was
it's a weird one. That's sort of don't pick up your phone, Chris. That's it's a weird one because it's sort of tinged with sadness because we started off the distribution thing at just the wrong time, because about 3-4 years after we starting it, Apple released the iPod and everything just went woomph. After that, but we were putting out records, and we put out that Deadly 7-inch Sins record,
which is an amazing record.
Sold like 10,000 copies. When you sell 10,000 copies, you make a fair bit of money. And I thought, bloody hell, we're onto something here. And then we started looking at, the UK hip hop scene was quite big. Brain Tax was going big with Low Life Records. Jess was going big with Y&R Records. Roots Manoeuvre had hit it off. They were all coming to our nights. There was the whole b-boy thing kicking off. The whole new funk scene was kicking off. And I just thought, there's no distributors. I remember going to see our distributor at the time, and they'll remain nameless because I like them, but I don't want to slag them off. And they didn't really have a clue. They were slightly older than us. They didn't really have a clue about the hip hop scene. They'd never heard of Jurassic 5, for God's sake. So, you know, they were massive at the time. We're talking late 90s here. So yeah, we thought, well, this isn't really gonna. You don't really understand us. And so I sat down with Disorder, big up Disorder, suspectpackages.com, and said, look, there's nobody servicing the scene from a hip hop and breaks point of view. And when I say breaks, I mean original funk breaks rather than new school breaks. And it just sort of started from there because there was no one servicing it, and we managed to ring up a lot of record shops, and within about a month we couldn't deal with the amount of phone calls we were getting. That's when you stopped seeing me for about 5-10 years, because it just took over my life. It was ridiculous. I was just way too busy. So to anyone that didn't see me around that time, I apologise.
That's right. I stopped crying into my pillow.
Yeah, then things took off. We started supplying HMV. I'll never forget Kalashnikov's first album, selling into HMV, and Steve, big up Steve, called me up afterwards and just said, I think we need a few thousand more of them. So we hit the pinnacle of UK hip hop probably. The funk and soul side, Daptone was kicking off at the time, Wax Poetics was kicking off at the time, so we started distributing all that stuff. But to be fair, I'm not sure if it was because it was around the time the iPod came out. We never really knew what the demand for that was, because you know, Sharon Jones could sell out 5 nights in a row at Jazz Cafe,
but you couldn't sell any records.
But you couldn't sell 5,000 records. You know, and I love the records we've put out, but they're not as good as Sharon Jones records. So what's all that about? I don't really get that. So yeah, it's sort of tinged with sadness because we then lost a fair bit of money as Virgin shut down, FOP shut down, everything else. You know, record shop after record shop closed. But I've got to big up Jazzman Records, because we sort of affiliated ourselves with Jazzman Records, and we got involved in Fat City Records. We brought that down from Manchester, and it's still ticking over to this day, but just for specialist vinyl heads. That sort of big market.
And how is the scene today? I mean, do you find, is it still on a downward spiral, or do you find that it's actually coming back up a little bit?
It's definitely coming back up with the specialist vinyl. It's about limited runs, doing specialist packaging, one-off screen printing, all this sort of stuff.
So being creative actually with your promotion and actually getting the stuff out there. So people want to buy something that's actually limited.
Yeah, but I've got to big up some of the people that came and worked for us, Boombox, towards the end as well, because we tried to keep it going, because it was a good thing and no one else was doing our service. There was no one else importing from the States or Europe, the right sort of, I would say, b-boy related stuff, and we had loads of kids come through working for us. So big up Neil Burney, Soul Jazz Records, Jada Cup from Sensei FM, Dizzer from, I've forgotten the collective, the Scratch Collective. I'll remember that in a minute. And Keith Pettinger. All these people came through, and they were 21, 22. I was like, why are you here? Oh, we just love records. We hate CDs. We hate this sort of stuff. You know, what are you playing at? So I think we should take a break, because that's our pizza. Talking about the new scene, it's great that there's still people keeping vinyl alive, and it's great that there's record labels still out there willing to do limited runs. It's not quite the same if people just do a digital release only. It makes a big difference if you've got a physical release as well. So
the format said that. He said that if he doesn't feel like he's released a record,
same with us. And it's good to see the kids supporting that, because without those new kids coming through, you know, there'll just be a load of aging b-boys or aging record collectors, and the market will just get smaller and smaller and smaller. So yeah, just keep it going. There's still some great music coming out. but it's up to people to support, and you know, we all nick a bit of music from everywhere, everyone does, but try and give some back to the scene as well. That's the last thing I'll say, because there's a lot of people out there investing in this stuff.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much, Skeg.
Thanks for asking me. Big up yourself, Chris. Big up yourself, Brad.
Yeah, no, it's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, well, check you later.
Cheers, guys.
And that was the second part of the Skeg interview. Absolute quality interview, quality guy. 1,452,000 names he mentioned there.
Yeah, that's right, we counted. We did.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, you know, Skeg's involved with Breakin Bread, as I was back in the day as well. And a lot of the tunes that were played at Breakin Bread were just old school hip hop, wicked stuff for the B-boys, you know, and stuff like that. So, in homage, why not? You know, we thought we'd play an old, nice track from 1987.
Yeah.
Get it done. Yeah.
Yeah, the original gangster himself, Just Ice. With totally dope production by Mantronics. Yeah. Moody as hell, man. I love this tune. Always have done. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we don't like reissues here, you know what I'm saying? There you go, that's the original. Yeah, so let's take it back to the old school like we have. And now we're going to be going on to our break of the week. That's right. Now, break of the week is actually quite a long way through this, so I'm probably going to have to put it all, you know, halfway through. But you get the idea, because it's such a killer tune. A version of Alvin Cash's "Keep on Dancing." Yeah, nice original US 7 here. It was re-released in a box set, I believe. But anyway, let's go with
Right about there.
round about here. So. Yeah, may have to wait a minute or so for the break, but who cares, because it's such a great tune.
It's a cracking tune.
Here it comes. Oh, that is nice, isn't it, eh? Now, you know, for the UK hip hoppers out there, yes, it was used in the Tories It's My Time a long time ago. But obviously, you know, a bit more recently, well, still about 10 years ago now, Shadow used it in the Brain Freeze mix with Cut Chemist. So, yeah, go out and find it if you can. It did get a UK release as well on Atlantic, so should be able to find it somehow. Anyway,
that leads us to theme of the week.
theme of the week. Oh, we're excited about this one.
Yeah, this is a cracking one. Anybody that grew up when we grew up loved the Warriors. You know, those 6 weeks off school, you'd sit round your mate's house with the curtains closed, and once you'd finished with the jazz mates, you get...
Speak about yourself, Brad.
You get your own baseball furies put away. And then you'd smash on the Warriors. So we thought we'd end today with the Warriors theme.
Totally.
Yeah, thanks again to Skeg, of the Baseball Furies.
Of the Baseball Furies, that's right.
Of the Breakin Bread Furies. Great interview. As again, keep supporting Dust and Grooves, keep supporting Resolution Records, keep supporting Fat City. Or we're coming to get you with our Baseball Fury masks on. Tune in next week.
Brad likes a mask.
Yeah, I love it.
A leather one.
We'll see you soon.